I like Simon. I like his forthright statements, and I actually agree with him on what he says. I think Harry Kane maximises his potential because I watched him as an England under-21 manager, and I thought, I'm not sure you're going to help me out in a year or so. I didn't think James Milner would get senior international caps.
What do you make of what Simon has had to say? Is he a little harsh or is he fair?
I think he's very fair. He's factual and fair. I like Simon. I like his forthright statements, and I actually agree with him on what he says. I think anyone can come on and have, a halcyon 15 seconds of fame at times, but the ones that probably really grab my real respect as players are the ones that maybe not that are blessed with so much ability, but the ones at the end of their contracts or the end of their footballing career, whenever that may come, they've maximised their potential. And that's all you can ask of any individual. They might not have played for their country, they might not have done whatever, scored, hatfuls of goals or whatever, but they've maximised their potential. I tell you what, probably, if you ask me one name off the top of my head, Harry Kane. Mm-hmm. I think Harry Kane maximises his potential because I watched him as an England under-21 manager, and I thought, I'm not sure you're going to help me out in a year or so. And a lot of,
wow,
a
That's
lot of
really
people.
honest to say that, Stuart.
Exactly, but that is the nature. I didn't think James Milner would get senior international caps when he was working with myself at under-21 level. Brilliant lad, great professional, maximise his potential. 40 odd caps in James's.
Absolutely.
In James's case, and maximise what he's got. They have got my utter respect. Harry Kane especially. They've maximised every ounce that they've got because they're ultimate professionals.
But you're the one that's worked with Jesse Lingard, right? So you know him better than any of us, even better than Simon Jordan, obviously, because he's not worked with him.
Yep.
So does it disappoint you at the situation he finds himself in right now? Do you think he's going to be remembered more for being a social media TikTok star than a football player?
No, I still think his football outweighs what he does on social media because his football's been good enough and he's represented England and all of those type of things. But what I would say, what really disappoints me in football is when I see players that are sat on the outside of it and not playing matches. When I look at Jesse's last year...
I couldn't imagine doing that, Stu. Couldn't imagine it.
No. And probably myself more so because I'm slightly older than you, but yourself as well, Trev. We come from a generation where you wanted to play every week and you're hell's bent on playing every week and you didn't want to miss games. Now, whatever that took, and there was never a financial decision in football for me. It was always a footballing decision. So when the time come for myself to stay at Nottingham Forest and not go for more money elsewhere and whatever because I was happy where I'm working, that was the main decision because it was a footballing decision for me. But that's the only thing that disappoints me, the fact that I see good players sat on the bench and not playing football.
Well, when we started, and you probably got even less subs than me, there was one sub. I was playing in the 4th division. We had one sub, and that sub would probably be injured, and that's why he was on the bench. But he'd be travelling just to make up the numbers. But we'd be expected to play 90, 93, 95 minutes every game when I first started playing football in the old 4th division in 1989. So similar to Stu, I can't understand being... I understand with goalkeepers because you can only play one goalkeeper and sometimes there's a little bit of a support kind of group and that mentality between keepers. There's a number one and you're going to support him. When he gets injured, you'll get your opportunity and see how you get on. With players... I can't understand how you don't want, or you're not driving yourself to play week in, week out. Because if you're not playing, what are you doing? You're training to then go to a match, watch a match, and then go home and do it all again.
Yeah. To sort of discuss the situation that Jesse Lingard is in right now, we have seen on his TikTok that he is putting on a number of videos on there. A lot of them him dancing with his mates, kind of routines. They've done set dance routines that they're showing off as such. If you were a prospective club, does that put you off or does that not matter?
I don't think it really matters this day and age. It wouldn't matter to me as a manager. The only thing that I would want to know that if you're going to sign a player, he's fully committed to his profession and to being the best he possibly can in his profession. Speaking from experience of working with Jesse, fantastic kid to work with, what I mean? Physically very good. He's one of these. He hadn't played much football. Yeah, he hadn't played much football, Trev, when he come to West Ham. And he was one of the fittest when he
I've
arrived.
seen some of his videos that he does of his fitness videos, and you can see that he's naturally
He's
gifted, but he
natural.
also puts it in as well.
Yes, yeah. As I say, great kid to work with. He was wonderful for West Ham, and I'm just a little bit disappointed that he didn't think to himself, you know what, I need to be hell-bent on getting back to West Ham, because football was... And he seemed to be really enjoying his football at West Ham. Enjoyed the environment, enjoyed the people around him. He's a great kid as well. Great to have in the building.
Yeah, I can imagine.
He's got a smile on his face. He's a good boy.
You look at his... I mean, it was a purple patch in his career. 9 goals in 16 games for West Ham, and you look at his career overall, I think he's only scored 25 goals in the Premier League. You do everything you can to get back to that environment, to get back to London Stadium, to get back working with David Moyes and the rest of the boys who absolutely idolise you. And you could see that the way the lads got on and the fans and everything. That's the most disappointing thing. Now, listen, Christmas, you can't... Manchester United probably didn't want to let him go to West Ham, and now he's in a situation where he's a free agent and he's looking at different options. You know what? If he goes to America, fair play. That's his choice. But I don't think when you look back on your career, if you're Jesse Lingard and you go to America at 30, I don't think a lot of people are going to look at him and think, as an elite footballer, he got the best out of himself. And that's what he's saying.
Enough.
I would also throw in the mix as well, Nat. Sorry, just briefly here. Yeah. If I was in Jesse's position, or any footballer in his position that hadn't played a great deal for Manchester United and was out of contract, I would want my contract signed, sorted, before I come out of contract, so I can walk into my new football club on day one of pre-season, not wait and enjoy the summer and then pick up somewhere down the line because I've missed pre-season at that stage, Sure. Me personally, that's how I would want to...
Well, that's where you earn the respect and you bond with players, isn't it? Your teammates.
Yeah. And not to put words into his mouth, but that kind of makes you wonder, is his heart in it if he hasn't yet sorted his situation? But everyone's different.
Yeah.
talkSPORT Breakfast with Alan Brazil. Thursday and Friday morning, 6 till 10. On AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.